Well, the big news is the airplanes are flying again at this stage. Now look, weather permissions, weather patterns and prevailing winds could change and it could go back to what it was. The volcano is still going off, so's Al over my shoulder there somewhere. I've come up to visit Al because he's got the best pool in Sonora. But, so look, the good news is at the moment, most flights are back on again. People who got their flights cancelled earlier in the week will probably still have to wait because they've got a backlog of flights to go and get onto now. And people who, like Karina, lovely young lady over there, who was absolutely terrified because her visa was expiring before her next flight was scheduled. I've probably, hopefully.
But she flies tomorrow.
Yeah, she's going to fly tomorrow. So she had to get an extra ticket because if she had waited till her rescheduled flight had turned up, she would have been up for hundreds of dollars. So, look, you can never judge these things. What's hell's going off over the back? You can never judge these things, and it could hold us up if the prevailing winds go from the east across to the west. Then they could turn around and block Bali again. It's not like you can see the cloud, the ash cloud, or the ash particles that do the major damage are actually more difficult to see than, it's not like a bushfire when you've got all the smoke and everything else. What's Bea doing over here? She's going for a swim.
But the noodle is gone.
He's looking for his noodle. But so there's the deal. At this point, so what do you do to make sure your flight is going or not? Contact Jetstar or contact your carrier and find out. The easiest way is to put your flight number in, and Dr. Google will tell you BZ24 or whatever will say, okay, well it's scheduled on the 27th or whatever. But check with your carriers, check with Jetstar, check with Qantas or whatever. Look, interesting things come out of this. A lot of the local couriers, because they're flying, or the domestic stuff, they're flying from here generally to the west. They don't have anywhere near the flight restrictions because they're local, and there's certainly. Oh, here we go. Hey, we found his noodle. Hey, we got him. Your noodles. Oh, you want some spaghetti now to go with them? God bless him. So yeah, so some of the domestic airlines like Garuda actually work for the government, so therefore they've got access to shipping lanes or flight paths that the internationals don't have. And people are talking to me from Qantas that saying if you fly from Melbourne or whatever, you've got to have enough fuel to get back to your nearest home port, which in this case would be Darwin, which means they'd have to divert all the flights to Darwin and then go from Darwin right around sort of to Jakarta way and then come back into Bali. And if anything changes, they're starting to get low on fuel. So listen, there's a bit of stuff in it, but luckily the flights at this stage are back on. I can't tell you what though, I've got to say this, I'm trying to do my best from the other side of the world, from where you are. The first news I got that this was all happening was actually from Australian TV. So the best way I could do to find out what's happening here was jump on a bike at 10 o'clock at night, race into Denpasar to go to the airport and find out what's happening at this end. And what I reported was what I was seeing with my own eyes and what I was being told from eyewitnesses. So Joshua and all these other people are saying I'm fear-mongering and I'm scaring the public or whatever. I was, you know, if anyone's scaring anyone, it's Channel 7, Channel 10 and the boys over in Aussie, because they cancelled the flights, or Qantas, I blame them because they were cancelling flights for legitimate reasons. I'm sure they don't want to lose money by suddenly cancelling dozens of flights. Hundreds of flights have been cancelled, thousands and thousands of people have been disadvantaged. And one person that's lived over here for 20 years or whatever, sitting there going, Murray, you're making a big thing out of nothing, it'll be all over in a couple of days. Well, guess what? Luckily, this time you were right, but it did still impact thousands and thousands of people people that couldn't get home, people that couldn't make their brother's funeral. There's lots and lots of stories from people that have had a bad experience because of the disadvantage or because of the flight status and because of the volcano. So listen guys, I'm not speculating. I don't make any more money or less money by telling you what's going on here. I'm just here to tell you, to help you guys to know what's happening, what we're hearing. I can give you names and addresses. I got onto Frank from Bali Consultants, who got onto the Department of Immigration to say what's happening with people whose visa is about to expire. If their flight is cancelled, is that going to be a disadvantage? And they said it's still $100 a day. We're not responsible for the volcano, so we're not responsible for them being able to be in an appropriate place at the right time. So listen guys, it is what it is. It's difficult. Well, it's not too difficult. I'm sitting in a pool in Sanua with a nice cold beer. Check this out. And luckily, the good news is I'm going to be able to, looks like I'm going to be able to make it over to Melbourne next week. So for those people who want to come to the Seafood Feast, next Monday the Seafood Feast is on the 19th. Is it 19th? I don't know. no, the 18th I think. And then the one after that I'm not going to be here for, but a couple of the Bali Donate crew are going to be here. We're still going to run Seafood Feast. I'm not going to be at Stonewall this week or next week because I'll be away. But I'm sure if you go up there and say, my mate of Muzz's, give me the bloody $5 special, Chris will look after you because he's a good bloke. Look, it is difficult living on the other side of the world from your family. It's difficult being able to get to and from where you need to go in an emergency sometimes. And that's just a fact of living in another country or the damage of distance or the vulnerability of distance. And when I say to people it's not always easy to come over here and live here, there are complications about being here that you can't allow for, and some of them are things like earthquakes and volcanoes and flights cancellations and God knows. It happens. I heard of a lot of price gouging. I think hopefully that's over and done with for now. There were people that I can tell you the names of the hotels, but you know what? We'll leave that for another day. The government is all over checking to make sure people don't do that because it's not good for Bali. It's not good for the reputation of those hotels. And a very good friend of mine who's over here who spends a lot of time in Bali tried to get a hotel for the night of our Stonewall meeting, and he was getting places that are normally 60 or 70 or 80 bucks a night that were charging 250 or more. I heard of one high-class resort that went from $1,000 to about $2,500 for one night. So hey, people trying to take advantage of people who are stuck here and stranded here, but what they didn't figure on was the people who had booked for this week weren't going to get here because the flights had been cancelled in as well, not just out. So I think they were trying to make a dollar, hoping they could cash in and get a quick buck. But I think they probably lost a lot of customers as well. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'm looking forward to going back home. It's been a while since I've been back to see the family. It's going to be really good to see Damo's family as well. His wife and kids are coming over from Japan. Haven't seen him since they were back over here. So it's going to be an emotional week. I'm really looking forward to just catching up with a few of my mates in Melbourne. I'm only going to be in Melbourne for a few nights, and then I'm going to head back up to Orange and see my family, and then race back home and get back here for the beginning of December. So I'll do a few vlogs. I'll probably do a few live ones. So if you see what's going on, if you see me pop up with a live vlog, probably jump on that. If I can, I'll do some pre-recorded ones, but it's going to be a little bit difficult being on the road. Anyway guys, I'm really relieved that I do get a chance to go home and see the family, and I'm sure the people that were stranded here with other things in their own lives, getting back to work and whatever, some people got a few extra days holiday. If you weren't insured, here's the best bloody advertisement for insuring yourself when you buy your tickets, because the one thing I've taken out of this is don't wait till they're just about to go to get insurance, because nothing that happens after you pay for the insurance is covered. Or sorry, if you don't pay for insurance. So insure yourself when you buy your tickets. and then anything that happens after that, we'll give you guaranteed coverage. Meanwhile, me and Fee had a little swim.
One question for Chris, I see, honey.
What's for Chris?
Is he happy he get cancelled the flight?
We got quite a few friends over at the moment going, oh, I can't go back home, I can't go to work, or my flight's been cancelled. So if you've got insurance, man, that's the best way to get a free holiday. Hey, well, not free, but you know what I mean. Hey guys, hey, enjoy your time. I look forward to seeing you when you get here, and if you're coming over, let me know. And if I'm not going to be here myself, I'll let someone else know they can catch up with you. Don't forget, KW Tours is the drop-off location still for any of our donations, any of Bali donate stuff. And love your work. See you guys, bye.